What's up, folks? This is Norm from the Board Game Museum, and today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to play the game Everdell Silverfrost. Everdell Silverfrost is a standalone game that is based on the Everdell series of games, which is very, very popular. Now, the object of this game is you're going to be trying to score the most amount of points by the time the game ends. You're going to be going through a number of seasons in the game, and you're going to be trying to build a city of 15 cards, and you're also going to have workers that you're going to be placing in different areas on the board in order to try to get things like resources and perform different actions. So let's check it out. In the game, you're going to have 5 different resources. You've got moss, you've got fire, copper, wood, and acorns, and these are going to be counted as points that you'll be able to earn in the game. So this is a worker placement game, and you've got to have several different choices as to what you want to do. First, over here with these paw prints, this basically says this is going to be exclusively for one person. So if I were to place a worker over there, nobody else would be able to join it unless they had these snowshoes. So if they had the snowshoes, and let's just say this was another worker, then they could go ahead and join me there. This right here is community. This means you can have any number of players over here. Now, some of these are going to have a fire symbol next to them like this. This means that you're going to have to pay 1 fire in order to place a worker over there. So placing a worker over here, this is going to allow you to discard up to 3 cards, and you'll gain 1 resource for each card that you discard. Over here, this will give you 2 acorns in 1 card. This will give you a copper in 1 card. This will give you 2 moss. This will give you 2 fires and 2 cards, and this will get you 3 logs. Now over here on the guild, this is where you are going to be able to go ahead and claim any gold cards that are over here on this side, or to go ahead and claim a gold card that you happen to have in your hand. So for example, this one says if I have 3 scrolls played in my city, I can go ahead and claim this and then gain the 6 points that's associated with it. Particular cards like this is going to make a requirement saying that you have this and this, but you also have more than these or equal to than the player that is on your left. And there are several different cards like this. On the journey side over here, this is going to be done in the last season, which is spring. And what this simply means is you're going to pay a fire and a certain amount of cards, and if you're able to do that, you'll go ahead and place your worker there. In this case, it would give me 8 points, and these are exclusive. This one is not. This just requires 2 cards. This requires a fire and 2 cards, a fire and 3 cards, etc. Now, right over here is the valley. There are going to be certain cards that are going to allow you to take cards from here. There'll be 8 of them, and of course, you'll replace them as time goes on. Right up here, these are going to be the seasons that you will play. When you have passed, you'll be able to go ahead and collect these meeples and chimneys here, and then you're also going to follow a certain set of requirement. The fall season, for example, you'll gain a fire for every card that's in your city. You'll get a worker and a chimney. You'll activate any of these colored cards over here, and then you're going to go ahead and add 2 of the snowstorm cards. Now, the snowstorm cards are going to tell you where you're going to be placing these snowdrifts. So if I drew this has the guild, this has this particular space marked. So what I will do is I will find it and then place the snowdrift here. Now what's going to happen is if you want to go ahead and play a worker over here, you're going to have to spend a fire to go ahead and burn off the snow, which you'll keep in your supply to get points later, and then you'll go ahead and be able to place your worker. And then for winter and spring, they're going to have their own different set of rules that you'll go ahead and follow as well. Now, after you go over here into winter, you're going to go ahead and turn this car over. Now, normally it would say a fire is going to remove a snowdrift, but on this place you're going to turn it over, and now it's going to cost 2 fire to remove a snowdrift. Also over here you have a scoring condition. You can either use this one. The one that has the most snowdrifts will gain 5 bonus points, but each one will be worth 1 point, or you can flip it over. You can have the most be 12 and each worth 0. Now right over here you have a 3D mountain. You're going to have what are called 4 big critters on 4 different ledges over here. What you can do is, if you want, is you can play a worker on one of these beacons over here, and this is going to cost a fire to do, and then you'll be able to go ahead and take any one of these 4 cards. Now if you take any cards from this section where there's these symbols, you'll get that much points. So let's just say I decided I was going to go ahead and take this card. This card says discard up to 4 cards to gain 1 resource for each. So I would go ahead and just simply fulfill that. And then afterwards, I would go ahead and move any cards that were there up 1 to the right, and then refill. Now in the game, you're going to have cards that are going to be in your hand that you're going to be able to play in what is called your city, and your city is going to have up to 15 cards in it. To play a card, what you'll simply do is you'll just pay the resource cost that is over here, and this is going to be the card type, and then you'll just simply play it. So I would play 2 logs, 1 that, and then I would place it over here in my city like so. Now there's 5 different card color types, and they all function differently. The production, which is green, this activates immediately. The governance, which is blue, this activates as described on the card whenever certain things are performed. So the blacksmith, for example, says once per turn you may use a fire from here or pay 1 to gain 1. Another one says when playing a critter you may discard 1 to decrease the cost by 1. So certain actions are going to activate those type cards. The traveler, which is the tan, these are going to activate only once, and they're going to activate immediately when played. Destination cards, which are red, are going to have places where you'll be able to place workers. For example, over here, this one says has a little paw over here, so you can actually play a worker over here for your turn, and then you'll go ahead and gain this. It says play a card from your hand for 3 fewer resources. Now some cards are also going to have a community section on the corner or somewhere over here on the right side. That means other players will be able to play on that card too. And then you have the purple ones, which are prosperity. These are going to be for endgame scoring. Now in the game, you're also going to have what are called chimneys that you're going to use. And what chimneys are going to allow you to do is certain cards are going to have these little spaces over here on the right. What this means is for a fire, you'll be able to go ahead and play a card with this symbol on it for free. If you don't happen to have a fire, you can go ahead and use the chimneys for it, and this will be for a one-time use. After the last player has passed, you're going to go ahead and go to scoring. And here is the scoring chart as to how you'll score your points. At the end, whoever has the most amount of points will win the game. Anybody who is familiar with worker placement games, I believe, is going to learn this game fairly quickly, especially if you've already played Everdell. One of the things I like about the game is the 3D mountain. I love 3D board games, and the mountain, great idea. I love that mountain, and being able to have the beacons up there and having all those snowdrifts on the top of the mountain, that's very cool. Really adds to the theme a lot. And I really like the idea when you have to place those snowdrifts on these different areas and having to play fire in order to clear them out, but then when you clear them out, you score for those snowdrifts. That's very cool too. You know, and as the game continues to progress, it's going to get a little bit harder because you're going to have to spend more fire to get rid of more of the snowdrifts. And then later on, you're also going to have those end game scoring things in the journey section that you're going to be able to play as well. A lot of different cards in this game and a lot of different categories. Of course, then you have those little goal cards where you're trying to reach and get points that way. Then you have the valley, you can try to get points that way. There's just a whole lot of different ways that you can get points in this game. I really love the theme. I love the artwork on the cards. When you're looking as you're starting to build your city, you can actually kind of see it as a city because you see these different buildings, you see what they do, and it's great. It is a worker placement game, and it has those familiar worker placement mechanics, but it adds a lot of these different things, like with the snowdrifts and with the 3D mountain, and then with all of the different types of cards that you can play to build on your city. And I love the components too. There's a lot of these different resources that look really good. I love the metal coins too that you can get for points, and it's an overall great game. It's not hard to learn. You get a lot of different options of things that you can do, and you're just trying to figure out the best way to merge all those things together to score the most amount of points. Great game. I really enjoyed this game when I played it with my wife. It looks great on the table. All right, guys, that is my review of Everdell Silverfrost. We'll see you. Keep on game. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Subscribe and like.
And comment. And
click and
share.
share.
And have fun. Have a lot of fun. That's what you gotta do.